Hello and welcome, my crafty friends. I have here a coloring sheet which is a little bit special because it has little numbers on it. So I could define my own color scheme for this picture, and I will take you on this journey to color that beautiful mandala sun in. Have fun and enjoy, and I hope you can relax. When I color it in, I'm thinking of which direction to work, because I want to stay on the dry side so I can color in as long as possible and not smear any of it, since I use watercolors. I don't think this paper is really made for doing it with watercolors, but I don't care. It's paper. It's going to dry again. And I just love the effect of watercolors. I mean, can't beat that, right? So in this book they give you kind of suggestion on how to color your numbers. But then on the other side you had the list. You can create your own color combinations, and of course I went with that. Nothing is as boring as following instruction when it's about art and making something your very own. And even though I didn't color this myself, I will make it my mandala by choosing my colors and my expressions and how it shall look. And as you can see, I don't care either if it's perfectly the same intensity everywhere. I really have like the two rules: the colors I choose and the lines that are drawn. The rest is freely up to me. I always envy people who can draw. I think I would be able to make such more individual, unique, for example, handmade cards if I could draw myself. But then I so much love colors, so to me to draw is like double the work. And since I'm not good at it, would need a lot of time. So I'm really honoring the fact that people can draw, offer their knowledge and talent to us, and let me enjoy their result of what they can do best. And that's a good thing about watercolors. I can go where it has a lot and can borrow from there. No need to go to the palette and choose more. I can just pick it up and put it somewhere else down. The color I choose for my number one is Indian yellow, and I just read about the production. It was so difficult and rare to produce in early, like ancient times, the color yellow for like coloring or dye fabric. That's why only the emperor or like really high monarchy people were allowed to wear this color. it was because it was so rare and unique. I'm actually sitting on my yoga cushion beside my never used fireplace because the height is so perfect for me to color. I often work here, like when I do my junk journals. It's like, even though I don't use it, it's still of kind of a symbolic thing to sit at the fireplace and spend time, a special time. It's like something archetype, like but I have to say the paper quality is still very good. I mean, it takes the water really good. I can work with it. It's not going right into the paper. It's not like printer paper. It's really good quality, and I can imagine that if you would use it with pencils, it provides you very good results. So I think that was that for number 1. Let me check if I missed any. Yes, I did. There you are, little hidden spot. And here you are, another one. I think that's that. So let's go to our number 2, which is the opera pink. I adore this pink. I heard that it might fade over time, that it's as brilliant as it looks in the beginning, that it's not going to stay. But I don't think that this little piece will have to make it in all eternity, right? It's something for the moment, for the here and now, for the soul, for my heart to connect, but not to end in a museum, to be seen from extraterrestrials someday when they come and visit us or so. You know what I mean. Let's think large, but then again not. I even didn't look if like the colors are matching or if they transport a message or something. I just chose by gut, like my favorite colors and what I kind of saw them to look like at the end. But it will be a surprise at the end for sure, how they really look together. My newest exercise is to try to not think. Often if I'm doing chores like ironing things or making dishes, it is like a meditation state of mind, but you start to think. You think about life or tasks that are unfinished. And my newest training that I told myself to do is to not even think a bit, to just be here, like watching the colors, watching how the water reacts, and not making conclusions out of it, not predicting the future because of that. train to stay 100% in the here and now. Because if you would start to think about other stuff, you would definitely miss the moment and the feeling you have and the comfort you feel. Just seeing the brush being so elegant and so eager to stay in the line and make something beautiful. And I mean, I'm supporting the brush. I think I'm not a person who could, well, I'm trying to become one. Some, like, from time to time, it's also good to sit down and meditate for real, but I like this easy activity, which is also relaxing, and you know, you breathe differently. So to me this is definitely also a form of meditation. So, and since the goal of meditation is to empty your head, to not rush anymore, to not be part of a very fast spinning world for a moment, or to escape that fastness, that speed a little bit. I think every tool is allowed if it serves the purpose. And this one definitely does. I mean, in a way, I don't even have to like the result. It was really the journey that was important. And honestly, I wouldn't know that I chat with you so much while doing this, but those words and feelings were laying on my tongue, so maybe it's helping you to find another perspective on coloring sheets. I mean, it even doesn't have to be a mandala. You can have a Hello Kitty coloring sheet if that's something that brings a smile on your face. I just think that mandalas do have a psychological effect on us because they're round, they're close, they're like whole. They represent something that is healthy in a way. I really have this saying in my head that sometimes it's not the things, like the minimalist says, it's not the things that count, but it's the experience we had. And I do have now an experience with myself, a little bit with you, and I enjoy that, and I will remember the moment and not necessarily the peace that will come out of this. I think the only thought I have is 3, 3, 3, because I'm just very aware of the number I have constantly in front of me. And I also feel like I could have made like a huge effort on those, or like, I mean, it's the first sheet I use in this book, like with, blending from light to dark to give it more 3D effects and everything. I could make that a really complicated affair. But I just feel like being here, doing the numbers, being present in the moment, that's sometimes just more than enough. It's good enough to have a little bit of silent time, me time, and doing something not so harsh, not like having to do all those tasks you have on the list. But coloring in is very soft, is very sensual in a way even. And I feel that this nourishes my heart. And in my life as a single mom, with my MS issues, my daily portion of being tired at like 4 in the afternoon, that's the exact right thing to do, to have a little special something, I'd say. I enjoy that enormously. And I even don't feel that it's like a waste of time. No, it's really, especially super important to take yourself time for such soft things that just treats you nice and don't ask any miracles from you. So let's see, number 4 is a very fresh green. So let's see, let's start here. Well, for sure I can say this is going to be a very colorful page at the end. And depending on how much I like it, I will even maybe hang it up on the wall for a while to remind me. And the brush I'm working with is just really doing a good job. It's a number 3 even, a Van Gogh. I'm quite curious of how much of an impact the color number 4 has on the picture, because it's quite a small amount of the color only. But I know that everything counts that's there, that everything, each color I choose makes a difference. Which is kind of a metaphor for the people on our earth, right? Each and every one is important to be exactly right now, here. And every decision of us makes a difference. I'm also curious how the white spaces will look like at the end, because there are portions that have no numbers. I might choose to color them in myself if I think it would look nice. I also thought of like metallics, because I love like mandalas that have the mixture between colors and then something, you know, royal. Like going over the line so much, I mean, it was not dramatically, but I saw that I was no more very attentive on the moment. So I drifted away a little bit with my presence. And then is when it happens. So I refocused. And now it's going better again. And I can really clearly feel that if I'm going to breathe more consciously, I start to paint slower and more present. So you cannot have yourself calm and rushing with the brush. That's not possible. So if I'm going back to breathe a little bit more calm, my brush is dancing more calm. That was the number 5. I have to check. Yes. So number 6 is on a lot of places. So I'm curious to find out what our number 6 is. It's a purple, a beautiful purple. Okay. That's a lot of color. Super intense, super brilliant. Only because they're aquarelle colors. That doesn't mean they have to be pastel all the way, right? I love me some aquarelle colors with power and color brilliance. I'm not very... Also with my clothing, I'm not a person that wears like earthy, tony tone colors. I'm more loud because I love a good color combination that is shining. Hello, I'm back again. I had to pick up my boy from school. And I have some more minutes now to stay calm and peaceful and go further with this coloring sheet. We're still at number 6, which is this very beautiful and intense purple. So I have to search for number 6s around the rest of the sheet. This purple is so dark that it actually is able to cover the number. I think this corner will be interesting because I know that 7 and 8 are green tones. I think I wasn't really aware of the 6 here, which makes it much more interesting. I adore purple and green as a color combo. But I'm still curious how it will affect the end result. I can clearly feel that I'm not yet in the present, that thoughts are running. It was because of the break, because of having my little one back and doing laundry, and those things can really mess with your Zen mind, or the state of Zen I was in before. So I'm still fighting with meditative mode. It's really interesting to observe that how fast we can get disturbed. And I can feel how I'm kind of rushing the process. I'm right now super curious how this will turn out. But it's like I'm ahead of the process, and I don't have to be. I don't have to waste energy on thinking of how this might turn out. Well, I will see when I see, right? When I'm there. So why already worrying? And it's again a metaphor of how I work normally as well. I'm often ahead of things, with the meaning of being prepared and having all under control, which I don't really have, because things just tend to happen without our active how do you say this, contribution. I don't always have to do something so that things happen. They happen by themselves without me helping. And this is something I have to learn to embrace more. There is a saying, in the silence there is power. And I think that is something I should really remind myself more often. And also, if I rush things, that I might pass by beautiful things that I don't even notice because of my expectation I have in my head how something should look like or happen. And I can already feel that those thoughts are getting me step by step back into being just here and now. Enjoying a few more free minutes until I have to be everything again. Mom, housewife, even though I have no husband or boyfriend. But I am a woman with duties, right? I adore the brush that can go so on point for the finer details, but also helps me to cover larger spaces with one movement. So depending on how I press and guide the brush, it makes an excellent job. I can really feel that now my mind is getting calm again, patient again. And it's like the feeling when you're coming home from being like away for a while. This feeling that you have when you open your own door. Even though you might have spent a nice time, nothing is as good as coming home. And this is my inner home I'm talking right now, like coming home to myself, not in a function, not with the to-do list, just like put all your luggage on the floor and get yourself a chair or the sofa or the bed and sink in and just be. This paper works really well. I can still push around colors and the water if I'm not happy. Really enjoying it. I wasn't sure if it would help me with the process, but it's fantastic. And as soon as I had other thoughts, because I was thinking about the music in background, the girl was out of the line. So, shall we be that naughty and make a jump on number 12? I actually have to think where I took the number 12 from. I took so much of this color that it looks like gouache. It's also covering the number, but it would be actually a watercolor. Just using so much of it that you don't really recognize it. By the way, if you wonder what brand I use, I really love those watercolors. They're like quite biological produced. They put attention of not using any chemicals or like even poison ingredients, which obviously some of the colors do have. I didn't know that until I read about the production of colors until today. Like cadmium is something that is toxic but is used. And those are the Mielo watercolors gold class emission. I show you the brand a bit later. Dangerous. Too much water. Be present, and nothing will happen. No smearing needed, right? We've come so far already. I just thought of challenge myself one time to actually stay monochromatic, like really using only blues or so, which I know is a huge challenge for me. I adore when people are making art like tone in tone, which looks always like serene and beautiful, and I'm not able to do that. I mean, I would do it a while and then I would set a opposite color just because I need something to pop or to provoke. And it would be a nice challenge actually to try that, to give me some limits and to observe what it does with me, because I know that I will react on like I cannot do whatever I like a little child, you know. But from every challenge you learn something about yourself, so why not? And it's art. I'm free. It doesn't need to be something. It can just be a challenge for fun, for the experience itself. Do you experience challenges in art? Would you like to tell me about that? Where do you feel like challenged or provoked, even from, you know, like dead objects like color and paper or whatever you work with? I would really like to know. You can leave your story on the comments below, because I also believe that we can learn from the experience from others, even though we might not went through the exact same thing. But we sure can feel empathy, or feeling not alone. Like, oh yes, I've been there. I've done that. I can imagine how it is for you. I would love that. I was just aware that these whole lines here are asked to be a number 9 color. So we'll see soon what number 9 color is. I thought they would let it white, but no, they had a plan. was the number 12. A little check around. Yup. So let's see what mysterious number 9 is. Ooh, it is a blue. Number 9 is a blue. I think I might go with number 10 first, so I can let number 12 dry. Number 10 is the horizon blue. My youngest just came after having his half-hour Minecraft time. He did actually use an old camera of mine to film himself. Don't know where he's got that from, huh? Yeah, well, kids do observe and copy. That's for sure. I can say that this now kind of stresses me. It's not as fluent. But also this is a part of the process, to notice and to go back, to breathe. So that was number 10. So we have 7, 8 and 9. There is no 11 on this page, and I think I might change to bigger brush. And I love this brush because I can again use the technique of press down and come up, and already almost have filled the whole section, and it gives such nice texture afterwards because you didn't have to use a lot of strokes. And then it comes together this very, very pointy end, so it's perfect for filling in the little parts. It's like those people who can draw most beautiful flowers with only a brush stroke, like those fragile leaves. I adore to watch them on Instagram. They make it look so easy, and it's not. As always, it needs obviously some practice to be so self-assured. That was really passionate wrong. But since 7 is a green too, I can mix it later. But that was going overboard. It sure is intense, I can tell. So colorful looks always intense, right? Because it's so much your brain needs to process when looking at so many colors. So it's coming together piece by piece. Let's take number 9 then. Number 9 is that blue. I honestly don't know yet if I'm going all blue here. I'm going to make the little 9s for now. So now it's number 7. It's a really small difference. I'm really curious how it will look like. See, not attentive. When those colors are dry, because the green of the 7 and 8 is really close. And I'm over the board again and again, so I'm no more really concentrated. I am no more really focused. I know that my thoughts are running wild in my head like young horses. And it's also a little bit exhausting, to be honest. I think I'm here for like about 2 hours constantly with, you know, the little breaks. And it really makes you tired. So I think this is also good if you can't sleep at night and you search for something late to do. I think this will bring you right back to bed. But they sure look beautiful beside each other. Also with the purple, I really like how that looks like. I can feel that my concentration, like for the last part, I couldn't keep it up. I had my 2 kids in the background I know that I have to go change the laundry, and I couldn't get really back in that silence, peace mode. I have been, but I also don't feel like, just breaking up right now. I want to closure that chapter, just because I don't feel good to have an unfinished piece like that. It's like I don't need to run. There's no urgency. It's just my head that tries to be bossy. And I'm like, no, it's not time yet. Let me have those last few 3 minutes of time until I give in and you can be boss again. Let me have that to myself. So clearly here is a printing error, because there should be the number 8, because there's the number 8 and I forgot about it, so I will color in some 8 and over the line. And last but not least, I will make number 9 in the middle, but only in the middle. And then I show you the end result of this little afternoon experiment that you have witnessed with me. And I'm thankful for my patient boy that has let me make my video without interrupting. At least not too much. The parts where he did, I could cut out. And we're done. So this is it. Difficult to show. Let's take the camera. So this is it. Thank you so much for your patience to stick with me. I hope you got inspired, that you feel like you're worth to take some time out for yourself if you're stressed or engaged a lot. And I see you next time. I wish you all the best of times. Bye bye.